قال إنه من كيدكن إن كيدكن عظيم يوسف أعرض عن هذا واستغفري لذنبك إنك كنت من الخاطئين وقال نسوة في المدينة امرأة العزيز تراود فتاها عن نفسه قد شغفها حبا إنا لنراها في ضلال مبين فلما سمعت بمكرهن أرسلت إليهن وأعددت لهن متكئا وآتت كل واحدة منهن سكينا وقالت اخرج عليهن فلما رأينه أكبرنه وقطعن أيديهن وقلن حاش لله ما هذا بشرا إن هذا إلا ملك كريم صدق الله العلي العظيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. This is the Surah Yusuf, of which I've recited some verses. Surah Yusuf contains many lessons for the listeners, and it gives guidance to every believing man and woman. In our previous sitting, we reached to this point and to this verse in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning when Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam was trapped in the house, seduced by a woman in whose house he grew up, a wife of his master, a wife of the governor, a wife of the Aziz in Misr, who took care of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, under whose care Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam grew up. And that very same woman began to invite Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam towards herself. She began to invite Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam towards evil. Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, as soon as he hears this invitation, evil invitation, you know what he said? Ma'adallah, I seek Allah's refuge. Straight away he turned to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The lesson here we learn, whenever we are in a place where there are chances for us to enroll in a sin, number one, we should seek Allah's refuge, His help. Without Allah's help, His aid, we cannot abstain from a sin. Without His help and mercy, we cannot take any step towards good deed. This is guaranteed. Without Allah's tawfiq, Without Allah's help, we cannot, abstain from any sin unless Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saves us, and gives us a tawfiq and ability. So, in this day and age, in which we are, we are surrounded by so many evils, so much mischief. How we can save ourselves from such mischief and so from such evil and everything that is inviting us towards them? Seek Allah's refuge. When we leave our home today, we are living in a country where our gazes fall into sin very quickly, and it is very easy to commit sin through our eyes. So when we leave our homes, when we step out of our homes, we should ask Allah, "Oh Allah, I'm leaving my home. Oh Allah, I want you to help me. I want you to give me the aid and tawfiq, ability, so that I can save my eyes from committing sins." Committing sins but through eyes is very common. This, although there are many other sins, committing a sin through our eyes is very common. Gazing at non-mahram women is very common, and especially the country in which we are living, the women, the non-believer, believing women, how they're wearing their dresses and half naked, and it's very hard for a man to keep his eyes down or control his eyes. So the best thing is to seek Allah's help, seek Allah's refuge. When we will come into the refuge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then inshallah, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will protect us from every sin. And number two, if there is a chance to leave that place, we should leave it. We should go away from that place. As Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam did. First of all, when he was invited towards the evil, what did he say? Ma'azallah, I seek Allah's refuge. Secondly, he run from there. If there's a possibility, we should quickly, when we go to the town, to a market, we have to go, due to our worldly necessities. What we should do, we should go quickly, do what we want to do, and then quickly, leave home, leave our homes. There's a hadith of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, a time will come in which, the mischief will be very common. And then he advised the companion, if it's possible for you to stay at home, don't leave your home, and and keep on crying upon your sins. Today, keep one thing in mind. This is the dunya in which we are living. The one who will cry in this dunya before Allah, he will be smiling and laughing in the hereafter. And the one who will be enjoying in this dunya, he will be crying later on. Keep this in your mind. This is the dunya. If we today cry before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon our sins, "Oh Allah, we cry before you, Allah, forgive us," then inshallah when we will leave this dunya, then there is a possibility we can hope from Allah that we will leave this dunya by smiling from this dunya. We will be smiling, and those who will be around us, they will be crying that he's leaving us. So Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, he left, run from there. Number two, when it comes to do the itaat of Allah, when in matters where there is the obedience is required, that we need to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If the circumstances are very hard, we cannot obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Still, as a believer, we should almost try our best to do the good deed. Even if we can't do it, even there are so many obstacles if they are around us, so many obstacles, but we should try our best to do it. We should, from our side, there should be an effort. From our side, there should be an attempt. We make an attempt, even if we fail. Keep one thing in your mind. Today we think, when we make an attempt to do something good and then we fail, we will think, this is a failure. Keep one thing in your mind. When we make an attempt to do something good and we fail, this failure is a success. Keep this in your mind. This failure is also a success in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? Because we tried our best. As a human being, we tried our best, and then we couldn't do it. Then we should leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I tried my best. So always remember this, that when we do something good and we fail, and we try to do it and we fail, then think this failure is a success for me in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, he made an attempt. Although he knew the doors are locked, he never had the key for the locks, but even still he tried his best. he ran towards the door. When he ran to the door, what happens on such circumstances? When a believer, he makes his full attempt to run away from the sins, then he finds the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala right in front of his eyes. As Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, he ran from Zulaykha, and he knew the doors are locked and he never had the key to open the doors. Even he tried his best. When he reached the door, what happened? The doors themselves started opening. So this is, when a believer, even today, in this day and age, if we make an attempt to do something good for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and there are so many obstacles around us, inshallah, even today we will see the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with our own eyes. So the lesson we learn from here is, if we are trapped in a sin, if we are surrounded by the sins, then we should seek Allah's refuge. Number two, we should try to leave the place, and we should make our attempt and koshish and effort to leave and run away from there, and then inshallah we will find the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what happened then? When I was saying that when she was chasing Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, when they reached to the door, what happened? The doors opened, and right by the door, what they found Zulaykha's husband standing there. And as soon as she saw her husband, she put the blame on Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam straight away. She said, this is the man, this is the young boy, who intended an evil with your wife. Now here, this Aziz al-Misr, how calm he was then. On such circumstances, what happens when a man finds a woman, his own wife, with someone, or the wife, he complains to the husband that, look, this man was stretching his hand towards your wife. What happens then? On these occasions, a man straight away loses temper. Investigating who is truthful and who is not truthful, this comes later on. At that very moment, what happens? A person loses his temper. And then what happens? Then he physically assaults that person that you tried to stretch your hand towards my wife. Here we find the Aziz al-Misr standing very calmly. Very calmly, very surprising. Human being, as being a human being, he never lost his temper. He never, especially Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam was his slave, and wife is saying, look, a wife is accusing the slave, but this man, Aziz al-Misr, the governor, he's standing there very calmly, with calmness. He's not, he hasn't lost his temper. They say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there was a special rahmah on this man. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected this man. Why? Because Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam was a prophet of Allah. He was going to be the prophet of Allah later on, number one. Number two, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made so many arrangements in order to save Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam from the sin, number one. Number two, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made an arrangement to clear Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam from the blame which was put on him. Because the Zulaykha, she blamed Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. Falsely, she accused Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the arrangement by making a small child speak in the favor of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. The child spoke, and you know what the child said? If the shirt is torn from the back, then Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam is true and the wife, she is lying. And if the shirt is torn from the front, then the woman is telling the truth, then Yusuf is to be blamed. When the shirt was found, it was torn from the back, which meant it was the Zulaykha's fault. But here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made these arrangements. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also made this man, Aziz al-Misr, stay very calmly, and he did not say anything. Why? Because had he lost his temper, then he would have assaulted Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. He could have assaulted and used foul language, towards Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, but he didn't. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, saved him. Had he used any foul language, or had he assaulted Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, he would have ruined his life here and hereafter. So he remained very silent, calm, and he relaxed and he listened. And then straight away, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the arrangement in order to clear of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam from the blame, he heard the child speaking that, see, look at the shirt of the Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. When he found the shirt is torn from the back, what did he say to his wife? He said, this is your plot. Inna kaydukunna azim. He said, your plots, your guile, it's very great. There's a hadith of Prophet in which he says, the plots and the tricks of women are greater than the plots of shaitan. Inna kayda shaitan kana da'ifa. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, the plots and the tricks and the guile of shaitan is very weak comparing to the guile of the woman. But remember, not all the women always play the tricks. There's some women. Allama Sadi rahmatullahi, he thought I should gather all the guile and all the tricks and the plots the women make in a book. So he wrote so many, he gathered so many. A woman can make this trick, she can play this trick, she can make this excuse. So he wrote and he compiled, not in one volume, many volumes. He compiled the tricks of a woman in many books, and then he came to this conclusion that I have gathered and compiled all the tricks of women in my book. And then one day he came across a woman. She played such a trick before him, which he had not compiled it and gathered in the book. Then he said, oh my God, I was thinking that I have compiled all the tricks of women, but this trick she played with me, it was not in my book. So he goes, their tricks are endless. So he threw his book, all the volumes, in the sea. He said, the tricks, but remember, not all the women. This is the women which play the tricks. The women which play the tricks. Even Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, the Aziz Misr, he said to the wife, your tricks are greater. What does it mean? Not all the women, but only the women which play the tricks. Keep this in your mind. Not all the women play tricks. The women who play the tricks, their tricks are greater than the tricks of shaitan. So then he said to the wife, you seek forgiveness for your sin. It is your fault. You seek your forgiveness. And you are the one who is at wrong. You made an error, not Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. And then he said to Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, A'ridan hada. Or Yusuf, ignore this. Or Yusuf, you ignore it. What does it mean? Don't mention it to anyone. If you do, then what will happen? We will be disgraced. If the people will talk about. Now, can I say one thing here before I conclude my talk? Putting blame on other people, accusing others. This is very, very common in our society. Very, very common. We feel very relaxed once we have accused someone of something. And in this day and age, WhatsApp, it's something, it's out of control of anyone. It's not in anyone's control. What people do, when they sometimes accuse someone, they put it on the WhatsApp. They send it to their friend, and the friend will pass it on to others. You know what? Today we think lying is only when you, when you say something against the reality. This is a lie. There's a hadith of Prophet in which he says, "Kafa bil mar'i kadiban an yuhadditha bi kulli ma sami'a." It is enough to make a man a liar by only conveying and passing on what he heard from others, without making any investigation. If someone came to you and said, "I so and so, drinking alcohol in the town," and you just started passing on this to others without making any investigation, you started passing to others, you are lying. You have become in the category of those who are liars. So today, accusation is very common in the society. We think it's very light. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what he says in the Surah Nur, وَتَحْسَبُونَهُ هَيِّنًا وَهُوَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ عَظِيمٌ. When Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha was accused, and some people started talking about this accusation, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, you consider this accusation very light, but it is grave in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a great sin in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Today, people think, this is, today people think I'm doing a work of deen, by doing all these things, putting on the WhatsApp, so and so doing this thing, or, share it to others, and they say this, share this message with us. Particularly they mention, share this message with others. This is what's happening. I'm telling you, today we offering the prayers, we reciting the Quran, and also we are disgracing the believers. Hazrat Abdullah bin Umar ta'ala anhu, once he was standing before the Kaabatullah, what he said to Kaabatullah, he addressed the Kaabatullah, he said, "Oh Kaabatullah, indeed you are great in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But remember, O Kaaba, the dignity and the honor of a believing man and a woman is much and much greater than your dignity." The dignity of a believing man and woman is much greater than your dignity in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there is a hadith of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I'll say this hadith and then I will conclude my talk. In a hadith, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying, when a believer is being blamed in front of someone, when a believer is being disgraced and talked about, in front of someone, and someone is listening and he doesn't defend his believer, he doesn't defend him, then a time will come, he will be in a need of help. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not give him help. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will let him be disgraced. And he says, when a believer is being disgraced and another believer is, he is defending a believer, then a time will come when this believer who defended another believer, a time will come, he will be in a need. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant him help. Allah will help him. So my young brothers and my elders, we should always keep an eye on what we are doing. We should always keep on our tongue what our tongues are saying. So these things, these sins, we consider them very light. We think they're very small, very little. But remember, the sins we are considering very little, they are very great in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our sitting here. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina wa mawlana Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa barik wa sallim. Allahumma rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. Allahumma rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas samiul alim wa tub alayna innaka antat tawwabur rahim. Wa sallallahu ta'ala ala khayri khalqihi Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin.